Hi everyone, Troy here.
Elania here.
Today we're gonna, well, I've uploaded a video already dealing with the shooting that took place in Orlando, Florida, at the gay bar. It's a club,
I think so. It's called Pulse.
Pulse. Yeah, so just want to do an update video, and she wanted to chime in on it. So here we go.
Um, I have someone in my family. Actually, I have two people in my family who are gay. So this really hits close to home. Um, when we first talked about it, because I didn't know anything about it, um, I called him and he told me what happened, and we were talking about it some more. And I just want to let y'all know I'm sorry if I cry. Go ahead.
I mean, like I said, I think I'll say what I had to say in the previous video because I don't want to spam this because there's enough people covering this story here on YouTube and media all around the world. But I just believe that this was a senseless crime, and that differences make the world go round, man. I mean, you got gay people, or you gonna call it homo, hetero. You got what's the
Hermaphrodites.
yeah, but what's
I don't know what it's called. That's the only thing
I don't know what it's called scientifically, I guess, but you got them, and
we have lesbians, and we have.
I mean, they pretty much cover under.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, so yeah, it's a tragedy. I mean, I really don't. There really ain't no other way to put it.
From what we know, the reason that this came about is, from what his father said, was because he saw two guys kissing each other. It was about a month ago, and that's when he decided to make the decision that his dad thinks maybe that's what triggered it all.
Yeah, but he apparently was a licensed security guard and had a license to carry a firearm. And again, like I said in the previous video, this is going to spark some debate over gun control. And I believe that you don't like if you can increase gun control, perhaps without taking guns away from the people that quite frankly haven't done anything with the firearm. People need to be able to defend themselves. That's been weaved into, and it's in the blood of the American people. So I just hope that this don't spark
controversy.
I was getting ready to say that, but
sorry.
Yeah, I just hope they don't spark more controversy over this whole gun control thing, because I don't think that that's the answer. To take guns away from everybody.
I agree with you. And just all this stuff that happened, and they're talking about he had an assault rifle and a handgun and two suspicious devices, and then they were talking about this guy who's a police officer who got shot, and his helmet's the one is what saved him, even though he got a little bit of he got some facial issues, injuries and stuff like that. But this is just horrible.
It really is horrible. Like I was saying earlier, I mean, you're in Orlando, Florida. I can see if you were like here. I mean, ain't nothing going on here. You in Orlando, Florida, and you can't find anything else better to do
than go around shooting people up.
Yeah. I mean, it's senseless, and it's just disgusting, quite frankly.
Yeah.
You can take whatever you want to take away from this video, but it's just again, just wanted to express our condolences for the family and the victims of those involved in this terrible tragedy.
Yeah, because people were having a good time. They didn't deserve this. I mean, there was this one guy who said, he's a witness, and he said that they all had to get, like, 8 to 10 people had to get inside of a closet because they didn't know what would happen. I mean, can you imagine going out to a club and the next thing you know, you hear gunfire and you have to hide? I mean, we've had so many shootings.
Yeah, something's got to be done, but I'm not sure if more gun control as far as taking people's guns away is the answer. I mean, because personally, in my opinion, I just think that it'll be the wrong thing to do to take guns away from upstanding citizens that haven't done anything wrong.
Agree.
I mean, it's like if you, an upstanding citizen, you have a gun simply to protect yourself and your family, then that's your prerogative, man, and you have a right to bear arms. I mean, like again, it's been weaved into the blood of the American people. It's in the Constitution.
And just because you don't have, some of us don't have kids, you need to protect your four-legged friends, babies.
I mean, it's all right to bear arms, you know. But at the same time, it's also our right to be responsible with those guns. I mean, you got upstanding citizens or just people in general that have guns.
Yeah.
But have no intention of using them unless they absolutely have to or absolutely must.
Well, I know one person who has it in their vehicle right now. I mean, granted they have a license, but they've never used it on somebody, but just in case something ever happens. You never know.
Yeah, you know, and I know plenty of people that carry and got their license, you know, and they haven't done anything wrong. So I think that, you know, one of the ways, I know there's no clear-cut answer, no clear-cut solution, but one of the things that I think they should do is that before you give somebody a gun license, maybe put them through a psychological evaluation. I mean, because it seems like anytime a shooting goes horribly wrong, or like a mass shooting happens, rather, you always got somebody saying, "Oh, well, this person had a history of mental illness," you know, and it's like, how many times are you going to use that excuse before it becomes a cop out? Yep. You know, and I say that to the media, you know, or to the doctors or, you know, psychologists who come up with this.
Yeah. You know? I mean, there's nothing really that you can do in that situation besides keep them in the mental hospital, you know, or.
I mean, here's the thing. What if they're not in the mental hospital?
You got a lot of people, need to be.
Well, I'm just saying, you got a lot of people that walking around nowadays that don't have, you know, or they don't show visible signs of mental illness.
Yeah.
Like whenever you, I guess, trained in psychology, or you trained in, I guess, behavioral patterns or whatever, some people like that can usually tell if a person may have a history of mental illness.
Right.
You know.
Well, I mean, it's different than it is, because I know a lot of people like to look at movies and they're like, "Oh, this is how it is." No, it's not always like that. You know, if you know, just because it's on TV doesn't make it real. I mean, that's like saying somebody on a soap opera, just because they died, really died. I mean, you see them the next week on another soap opera.
Okay, I don't really know where she's going with that, but I will say that when it comes to gun control, it seems that you wouldn't want to give somebody a gun if they have a history of mental illness and have a history of violence.
Right.
Because it seems that a lot of them, oh, well, you know, had a history of violence. And you got some that don't have a history of violence. Some are just as cool as can be, you know, sitting in their room playing video games.
Not even video games. Sometimes they're just doing something in general.
Well, I was going to say that, but sorry. You know, I mean, just in their own little world, whatever, and they decide for that reason. I mean, bullying is another reason.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, people do what they're gonna do for, you know, whatever reason they want to do it. But I think that, you know, when they look at this whole gun control situation, I think they should look at a realistic solution rather than just trying to outlaw guns from all upstanding Americans, rather.
Just because there's one bad apple doesn't mean that it ruins everybody else. And I ain't talking about the saying the way it goes, but you know, you have to think about it. Just because one person did something doesn't mean everybody else is. You know.
I agree, and it's just, I mean, there are hard times definitely ahead for this country, in my opinion. But you know, this whole gun control thing is going to be an issue. I can tell you that much. But that'll be an issue for another time. And with that being said, this is your boy Troy.
This is your girl Elania.
Just want to let y'all know to like this video, favorite, and subscribe, comment, and share. All that good stuff. Because those who subscribe together
stay together.
There we go.